simple hors d'oeuvres. And if you can boil water, you can make these hors d'oeuvres. They're that simple, seriously. So, you can always go to the freezer and get something and put it in the oven, right? I mean, that's simple. But I like to keep it fresh. So I'm going to start with something that is really simple, delicious, and it's going to be a cucumber hors d'oeuvre, which is really, really good and crunchy and satisfying. But first we're going to start by introducing our cast. My cheerleading squad is here. I couldn't do anything without him. First we'd like to introduce Mr. Robert Hubbard, the consummate foodie. Everybody give it up for Robert. His food looks and tastes so good. I want to slap him and make it my own.
I'll make him my own.
I know, he's cute.
Later.
Then we have our comic relief blonde bombshell, Michelle York. And that, she's single, by the way, everybody out there.
All right.
Yeah, gorgeous. And then we have our Hawaiian connection, Miss Carmina Barker. Yay! Play the ukulele for us, honey. What about your ukulele?
This is my little ukulele that I do not know how to play, but I can strum.
You can strum?
Yeah, I can strum.
Okay, then we have visiting from the great state of Wyoming, Miss Karen Brown.
Yay!
She is a great help. She's always on the spot with tons of ideas. And does she ever know her way around the kitchen?
And cowboys.
She put me to shame today. So I have a feeling I've done a lot. I can learn a lot from it. And she's also single. She's available. Okay. Now we're going to start with my appetizer. Oh, wait a minute. The crew. Hey. I forgot the crew. Amazing. Give it up, everybody, for our director, Mr. Stephen Porter. Yay. Come on in, Stephen. Come on and take a bow. Without you, none of this would happen.
Hello.
You're perfect. Love you.
He's great. My own show.
And then we have Mr. Rocky Rock. Where are you, Rocky?
Right there. Rocky's right there.
Come here, Rocky. Step in here. Step in there. Let's get your pretty face on camera. And then we have some people in the gallery. Where's Lawrence?
Right here.
Come on, show your pretty face. Down here. He's visiting from all over the country. He lives everywhere.
Okay.
Seriously. He travels
25 years on the road.
25 years.
Wow.
Okay, go. And then we have someone we couldn't live without. She's probably the most important person here other than the director, and that is Miss Evangeline Guzzo. Step on in, girlfriend. She's our go-to girl. Without her, we would have no coffee, donuts, and everybody knows you can't survive without those two things, right? Perfect. Okay. Thanks, Evangeline. Okay, so we're going to get started right away with my hors d'oeuvre, which is going to be so simple. It's embarrassingly simple, but you know what? I make it all the time when I know I don't have anything in the refrigerator but cucumbers and maybe a little bit of cream cheese. What I like to do is take some chives from my garden. I have an herb garden. I grow just about everything you can imagine. Well, that was until my chickens got out and ate half of my herbs. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to add some of these chives here into some cream cheese. And then I'm going to mix it up really well.
Fresh herbs make such a difference.
They really do, you know, and people are afraid of herbs. A lot of people are afraid to cook with herbs. And I say, you know, if you're not sure, just throw it in and see what happens. You might be surprised. Try it. If it's bad, you can always feed it to the dog. Right?
That's right.
Or somebody that has really bad, tasting food.
It's so easy to grow herbs.
Yeah.
It
I don't know
is.
why more people don't do it for them.
It
It's
is.
not like trying to grow other
People are
vegetables.
scared of doing it if they don't know how.
That's right.
Yeah.
Now look
Look at that.
How easy is that?
Oh,
Look at that.
That's
And this is
nice.
delicious. This is delicious, I'm telling you.
Doesn't everybody
Let me make
have
one
fresh
for
herbs
everybody.
in their fridge?
Yes.
Well, I always do, and there's several different kinds of cucumbers, but I use the long Asian cucumbers for this because you can cut them on the diagonal, and you get, all right, ladies. You get to,
Mom, he started it.
okay, behave yourselves. Okay, so look how pretty that is.
Beautiful.
Take a bite of that. Take a bite of
Ladies
that.
first,
Thank
ladies
you.
first.
Oh, he's such a gentleman. Isn't he great?
Thank you.
Now, this
looks beautiful.
Like I said, this is embarrassingly simple. It is. But people love this. They always love it, and they always ask for it.
all
So
the
where's your
surfaces
cucumbers
is
and
fresh
cream cheese?
and delicious.
Fresh and delicious. Let me get this
Freshy.
finished plate over here. My finished plate over here, so everybody can try some. Now look how pretty that is. Isn't that good looking?
Wow.
People are gonna think that
Presents
you've
well.
spent a lot of time doing this, and actually it literally
The dill's
takes
beautiful.
10 minutes to put this together. I always scrub my cucumbers really well before I use them because they have that waxy, stuff on them. And I clean them really well. And then I cut them on a diagonal, and I'll take the fork and I'll rake the side of the cucumber. So we've got these little tiny cucumbers that are very sweet, and these are my favorite cucumbers, especially for salads or to toss with the balsamic vinaigrette. They're just
I've never
delicious.
seen little ones like that
no.
before.
Oh, they're wonderful. These are pickling cucumbers. They're fabulous. So I'm going to show you how I prepare a cucumber if I'm going to use, just pretend it's a lot bigger. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut the ends off. And then I'm going to take this thing right here and I'm going to put some stripes on the cucumber, right? Makes it pretty,
Yes,
right? Presentation.
it does, it does.
Half of
You know
the,
how I love presentation.
yes, half of the deal with food is visual.
You eat
If
with your
something
eyes.
looks good, even if it's mediocre, you're going to go, oh, that was so good.
Yeah.
You know, so I like things. If it doesn't look pretty, I won't eat it. You know, and I know people that cook really well, but it looks like a pig trough when they're done, and I won't touch it.
Right.
Okay, so now we're gonna rake it simply with a fork. Just go down the sides of the cucumber. Okay, now we're gonna cut it
Yeah.
on the diagonal. The first part doesn't really count because, you can give it to your chickens or whatever. Throw it to the kids, whatever. I'm not comparing kids to
Silly
chickens.
No.
I love my chickens. They're like my children.
Yes,
I
they
call them
are.
my chicken dogs.
You even have names for them.
I do.
What are your chickens' names?
Lucy. I've got all kinds of names.
Yeah.
I can't.
They're
I heard
beautiful.
you made hats for them.
I did. I make hats for my
goodness.
chickens. I know I'm a little weird, but it is what it is. So this is what it looks like. This is what it ends up looking like. Isn't that pretty?
Beautiful.
And you can do this for your salads too. Just throw them in your salad. It's just a pretty way to do a cucumber.
And does it grow on a vine just like a regular cucumber?
Yes.
Okay.
It is.
Okay.
These are grown on vines. And I haven't had a luck out here because where I live, it's a little bit warm, and so I know people have a lot of luck with them, but my soil just is sandy.
Yeah,
So I
yeah.
haven't had a lot of luck growing them, but I have wonderful luck with my herbs, as you can see. So we're done with this, right? Everybody wants to try one?
Yeah.
Want to try one?
Thank
Go
you.
ahead.
Yes,
Pass it around. All right, everybody. We're going to bring on Robert Hubbard right now. He's going to make his papaya, tomato, and
Pineapple mango sauce.
pineapple mango. That's a mouthful, okay? Okay, it's a
Maybe
mouthful.
papaya next time.
Come on in. Oh my God. Okay.
It's wonderful.
You go ahead and stand over there, and I'll be right here watching everything you do. I have eagle
All right.
eyes.
Well,
And
we were
I'm
talking
gonna probably
about.
steal this recipe from you.
No problem, no problem. I stole most of this from my great grandmother, so feel free to steal away. But you want to do something really easy, simple. Somebody stops by, you can make it just on the fly. And I love this because it really is just a combination of different ingredients. Just make sure that they're fresh.
Question.
Yes, ma'am.
I noticed you're using pineapple. Now, if you're in a pinch, can you use canned pineapple? And is it sweetened or unsweetened if you can?
You can.
Because
of
not
course.
everybody has a pineapple hanging out in the kitchen.
I guess just at my house. But yes, it's totally acceptable to use
Okay.
canned of a variety of different things, but I prefer everything fresh.
Okay,
But
of course.
the secret is once you dice up your pineapple, right? And I do the same with my mango, is to season them. Usually I use a tahini seasoning.
What do you
right,
mean
which
you
is-
season the pineapple?
Yeah, I season it right.
Yeah.
So after I, do it, then I'm gonna mix it. I season them individually.
Oh my gosh,
With
okay, what
tahini.
kind of seasoning is it? Can I smell that?
It's tahini.
Tahini.
Oh, wow.
It's a Mexican
That smells
salt chili. It's like a
fabulous.
chili
Yes,
sauce.
Smell
Okay,
this.
okay.
Smell that.
Right?
Pass it around.
So just give it a little,
Oh my gosh.
a little bit on each one.
Yeah.
What a
That
nice
sounds
fragrance.
amazing.
Right? It just
Ooh, I
brings
love
out
that.
the
I smell
citrus
that.
taste.
Love it, love it, love it.
Coming from a
I
Mexican
just
background,
have this
in Mexico and a lot of places where I'm from, and my family's from, they put tahini on a lot of different citrus.
Ah.
Okay.
So it's really
I take a
popular.
bite?
Oh, please.
Yeah.
Let's try something.
Tajin.
Oh my gosh. That is delicious.
And it's got a little bit of a salt chili
Yeah.
flavor to it.
Yum.
So that's the secret. So the first thing you want to do, you take your mango, you peel it if you want to. I usually just cut off the skin, but you can peel it up. Dice that up really fine. So make sure that it's nice and fine, right? You want to throw that in there.
Now, how much is that approximately?
That is actually a full mango. So
Full mango.
surprisingly, this, what looks like a quite large mango, will not give you much because the seed
They're
inside is
big.
huge, right? And trying to cut around it will be sloppy. So that's why I actually did it beforehand because it gets really messy, kind of.
Oh.
But I mean, not too bad. So that's your first thing, right? Once you do that, you do your pineapple, which I'm not going to show you there, but dump that right in. This is kind of a lot, so we don't need
So
too much,
Pretty colors.
right? And you
About the
can
same
even
amount?
about a little more on the
A little
pineapple,
more? Okay.
and we can add a little tahini on top,
Okay.
right? Then tomatoes are always going to be the base of your salsa,
Okay.
right?
Oh, that was
So-
juicy, man.
Oh yeah, I always do cherry tomatoes,
Okay.
just because the cherry vine. So the ones on the vine, you'll see them in the store. You can get them at any local grocery store. They always come on the green vine. The ones that are by themselves, not my favorite to make on this salsa. But I go ahead and get them right off the vine, and I'm the picky guy in the grocery store who's going through like picking off each one off of each.
Robert's not making
I am.
Now,
So-
why do you prefer that for this?
They're just a little bit sweeter,
And
they mix well with the spice.
But I mean,
So-
you're talking the tomatoes that are like this, but on the vine,
They're about
right? Yes.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
So I pull them straight off the vine.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. And they turn out quite well, right? So after you chop them up, and I always, whenever I have my tomatoes ready to go, I usually on a bowl this
Now, how
size.
many tomatoes would that be?
It depends on how many people you're serving, but you can do as many as 4.
Okay.
Goes over really well, right? And then so if I put that right over the top of the other, because then I'm actually going to season this a little bit differently.
It's beautiful.
It's looking
So-
like salsa.
Then I take, and I love always peppercorn. I never do anything that's pre-crushed.
Okay.
Right? I do it straight out of the grinder. I'm a big fan of that. And tomatoes need a good little sea salt just to bring out the flavors. Right? You can also do a lemon pepper and everything seasoning. Just a little crack of each one. I like the variety of flavors. Right? Then the secret is always one Anaheim pepper.
Anaheim.
They're not spicy,
Now, I was just going to say, are these hot?
not at all.
Okay. Not hot like you.
I,
By the way,
I knew I liked
I
these people.
I have to interrupt you just for a minute. I don't want to interrupt the
Please.
flow, but there's something very important we forgot to do earlier in the show. And that is, speaking of hot, we forgot
Oh, I know what this is.
Miss Lily Licious.
Hottest thing in the kitchen.
And I'll tell you why, we love her, because she does this for us. She
Yeah.
makes us look gorgeous.
I didn't wake up like
Yes,
this.
she
I did
was.
not wake up like this.
Yeah, none of us did. None of us did. But she dresses
It's
us.
amazing.
Well, not exactly, but you know, she puts us together and she does our makeup and our hair, and we love her for it.
Yes.
She always makes us look better. Always.
Yep.
Always.
Sure does.
Leslie Hannigan.
Yay!
So you're dicing these as well.
Yes.
Okay, now did you take the seeds out? I did.
No.
You didn't?
I don't take
Aren't
the
they-
seeds out of anything because
You're
that
kidding
adds
me.
well, the seeds in the Anaheim pepper are not very spicy anyway.
Really?
This is more of a sweet pepper.
Okay.
But it just has a really nice flavor that I've grown to like. But you can really use any type of pepper you want. You can, if you want to spice it up even more, you can use a habanero. Some people like jalapenos, is
Yes.
the most popular pepper, but I
Is it
prefer
really? Now, what are you
serrano.
doing with this? Are you just
Those are just left over,
Okay.
right? So
And you're leaving the seeds in the tomato as well.
Yes.
So you like,
I like
okay.
it. And because when you mix it all up, it's going to turn out really well together.
Yeah, I like leaving the seeds a lot of time too. Just, I think they're good for you.
They're delicious.
Yeah.
Personally, I use serrano peppers. Right?
Ooh.
Aren't
So-
those the hot ones?
They have a little more kick to them.
Yeah.
But you grab about
Oh,
3 of
yeah.
these bad boys, dice them up real fine, and that's the key. If you want it to be a little less spicy, dice them up more fine.
Do you leave the seeds in those?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
And you don't have to. You can definitely take them out. It's all about the spice level that you and your
Now
guests
that's
are
like
comfortable
a
with.
lot of pepper to me.
Oh no.
Now,
That
is this
is-
how great grandma liked it? Spicy?
Wow.
Oh, back when I was a kid, I would always be the kid just sitting there eating the salsa during Christmas time or any holiday, and you always get that, where you're like, it's so hot, but you want to stop, but you just can't because
And
it's
you
so
like that.
delicious. Oh yes, so
Wow.
you grow to love that as a little Mexican,
I love that
little
too.
Blaxican kid in my family. So,
Was Grandma spicy?
That's cute.
oh, Grandma was spicy.
Yeah.
She's still spicy. Grandma's still around. Yeah, she's still probably making the salsa. She's at home right now watching it like, he didn't do that right. I can see her now. I can see her now.
A grand
But
old attitude.
I also use red onion. I'm a big fan of red onion. It just has a better flavor to it, in my opinion, than the yellow onions. But you can use whatever onion you feel comfortable with or that you like. But I find that red onions tend to just
better,
go
right?
over really
So
well.
you're using a little more of
So-
that than you did the peppers. And so you really like red onion.
I do love red
Yeah, it's
onion.
really good.
It's about half of this size onion.
Okay.
Right? So this onion is probably way too much.
Yeah.
But yeah, so about half of that and you're good to go. Also, I do a little bit of green onion, right? I always, make sure to cut off
Interesting.
the little bit of the white end, right? Throw that to the side and then just get that
I'll give that
nice.
to my chicken.
Why don't you use
Yeah.
the white part of it?
I just cut off the root. I don't,
okay.
it's just not the most appealing. But then you just chop that up real fine and then bam, you got it all done. Throw that in there, good to go.
Great.
Also with the garlic,
So good.
yeah, and it's just, that's why this dish is great, because you can just,
And tuck your fingers in
Slap.
because you don't want to do this.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Band-aids.
Oh, goodness.
right? We won't make any of those mistakes here today. We're gonna be good. But you get that garlic nice and chopped up. I'm a big fan. Garlic and onion are my 2 favorite things. So I throw a lot of garlic in there, usually about 4 cloves.
Oh, nice.
I love it.
Mix that in.
Garlic makes everything.
Oh, wonderful.
Just
Another little secret. Chili paste.
chili paste.
Yeah.
Right? So you can get this
Now,
at
is
any
that
of your
something
local
you
grocery
made?
store. No.
No, all right.
I won't
So
take credit
you
this time.
cheated.
I could,
You cheated.
but a little chili paste goes a long way. And it's just crushed up chilies, and then I mix it in with distilled water, right?
Oh.
And then,
Interesting.
Oh, wow.
so you see that like red chili, yeah. So it's that red chili paste, right? Just get those gorgeous colors,
Yes.
right? At the end of that, cilantro is your signature for every good salsa, right?
Ay, 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 ay.
Yes.
The more cilantro, the better, in my opinion.
Me
Right?
too.
So, some people are really picky about the stems,
Yes.
and I used to go through and like actually pull off all of the stems, but then I realized after doing this so many times, it doesn't make a difference. People will never notice as long as you cut it up nice and fine. But the leaves, real leafy. If you feel like you're getting too close to the stems, you can just discard that part, right? So then you're just left with the leaves. Cut it up nice and fine. It depends on your own taste, how much you want. Let's get those out of the way. And
I can smell it here. It smells
see,
so
and you can get
good.
that fresh,
Yeah, yeah.
delicious green smell.
That's so good.
And the
And-
colors are so appealing.
Voila, we end up with
At the end, mix it all together. Of course, wait, one other thing I will mention. The other,
I know what this is. I know what this is.
you take the limes,
Delicious.
right? I usually do about 6 limes
Really?
and 1 lemon,
Okay.
Really?
right?
That
It just
much?
adds, yep. You want it to get that, woo!
Happy New Year! Happy New Year!
It's getting exciting in here. That was a juicy lemon. You take all of this and you stir it around with the water, the chili, and everything, and then
Dun, 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 dun.
Get a nice.
Look at that. It's nice and juicy.
Where's your
Oh,
chips?
please.
You wanna dig in
You
and
gotta try it.
this?
And be honest, let me know what you think.
Oh, we will, honey. Trust me. We will.
Gosh, yes.
And then you have a nice
So
pineapple
excited.
Is it gonna burn my
mango.
face off or
No,
is it? Are
no.
you sure? Okay.
I love
And
mango.
you get all of the colors and
Oh,
the freshness.
Mmm.
That
Mm.
is delicious.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And you
It's
can let it sit
warm.
in the refrigerator.
That's warm, but that's
I love
delicious.
that. Love it.
And like I said, you can reduce the spice by just putting in, maybe only do one serrano or maybe you just do one jalapeno. You know, you can really pick and choose which ones you want.
Yeah.
And if you don't want any spice at all, I would recommend still doing the Anaheim chili because it doesn't have that spice and that kick
Yeah.
to it.
That's
Delicious.
fabulous. Thank you,
Sure
Robert.
is.
Thank
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Thank you,
Yeah.
ladies.
Thank you so much. That is a really, really good salsa.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
We'll be back next with another recipe for you. We're going to do a papaya bruschetta. So that should be interesting.
Mm.
Sounds good. Thank
Okay, we're going to be making a tomato and papaya bruschetta. I discovered this years ago when I bought too many papayas and too many tomatoes. So I combined them and I came up with this fabulous bruschetta. It's one of my favorite appetizers of all time.
I love papaya.
This is all about side dishes or a quick bite of something tasty and easy to make. So we're going to start with the bruschetta.
All
What I
right.
do first is I will get a baguette, nice baguette, fresh, make sure they're fresh. I'll cut them on the slant. That's what
Why
I
do you cut them on the
say.
slant as opposed to just straight down? Is
Because
it for
it gives
aesthetics,
you
or-
more, yeah, aesthetics. It looks good, right? And it gives you more room to put stuff on.
True.
If I were just to cut them straight, you just this little round piece of, you might get one bite. Here you've got two good bites of something, and I like that. I like it. And it looks nicer on the
Didn't
plate.
think about that.
So after I've cut my bread, what I'll do is I'll take some unsalted butter, about a cube, some fresh crushed garlic, and a little bit of salt, pepper. Melt that down on the stove until the garlic is translucent, and then you know it's cooked enough. And I'll remove that from the oven, and then with a nice little brush like this here,
And
I'll
why do you
take the
cook it?
butter.
Why'd you cook the garlic in that? Why do you even cook the garlic before you would bake it?
Well, the garlic is kind of, it's just very acidic and it's harsh. It tastes very bitter to me. It's bitter. So you have to kind of cook the bitterness out of it. And some people don't cook it and they put it straight on the bread. And that's good too, but it's a little too harsh for me. So I like to cook it down and it gives you gas.
That's a good reason.
Yeah.
From now
I don't
on,
want-
we're
yeah.
cooking.
We're cooking our garlic.
Yeah.
For sure.
This explains so much.
It does, doesn't it?
And it's bad enough that it makes your breath smell bad.
Yeah. You better hope that your date's eating the same thing,
Remember that, Michelle.
Only if it's
It's
cooked.
really
that, Michelle.
strong. Even after you cook the garlic, it's strong. So what I'll do then is take the butter and garlic and brush the bread like so with the garlic butter, and on both sides. Okay, then I'll pop it in the oven and toast it on both sides, and this is what you end up with. For time's sake, we're doing an easy way. We're cheating. So you end up with this wonderful, delicious-looking toasted bread. Okay, all ready to put the
How
topping
long do you
on.
toast it for?
Actually, you have to watch it really carefully.
Because bread burns.
It depends on how hot your oven runs. Mine's pretty hot, so I probably will toast it a little over a minute on each side, maybe 2 minutes if it's on full broil.
Okay.
And I try to keep it about that far away from the top of the broiler, just so you don't get burned. And so many times I've burned it, I can't. Sometimes I can just scrape the little burn parts off and get away
You
with
just really
it.
have to watch it.
Yeah. And then, for the topping, this is really super simple. I'm going to use my bowl first to combine everything. Oops. So here we go. I'm just going to use a nice big stainless steel bowl. And I'm going to get myself a spatula. I'm going to take the garlic first. It doesn't matter what you put in first, but you can see it's translucent. It's cooked. So it's just barely.
Wow, it looks like
cooked.
it's been cooked to perfection.
Yeah. Well, that was thanks to Karen. She did all this for me. She's fabulous. And I take a fresh papaya, and it's cubed. Doesn't have to be perfect, but she always makes it look perfect. That's why she does all this, because she's good at it. And we take probably twice the amount of tomatoes as we would use for the as we would the papaya. You guys got to help me here with words.
That's right.
Track of, okay, then red onion,
Which are
and
mine.
that really is to taste.
too.
Some people like a lot of onion, some people don't. I'm
We
somewhere
learned
in
that
the
with
middle.
our salsa.
And then of course cilantro. Lots of good cilantro.
Not me.
And I never put salt in my tomatoes or on my tomatoes until I'm ready to serve it, because if you do put salt on, it's going to draw all the water out of your tomatoes and give you a soupy kind of a salsa finish. You don't want that. So let's stir this all up. Whoops, we got a little
Look
guest.
how pretty that is, the color
Isn't that
combination.
gorgeous? Look at that.
The orange
Isn't
and the
that pretty?
papaya really makes this
Yeah, it just brings it right out.
Now what I'm going to do, because I'm getting ready to serve this, is I'm going to put in some salt, kosher, of course. You can use whatever salt you prefer, but I like kosher. And some pepper. Give it a nice little toss. Now some people add a little bit of olive oil, some don't. I usually don't, but you can.
Doesn't look like
Now-
it needs it.
It really doesn't, but like I said, some people like to do it because there are so many wonderful olive oils now with different flavors. You'd be surprised. You can make this taste completely different by using different different oils. Now I love this stuff. Okay, I just
Yes.
discovered this not that long ago, but the truth is this stuff is delicious.
The perfect amount of
And
spice.
I
There's a
could use
reason it's
peppers
an
in here. Yeah, there's a reason for it. It's good. Normally I would put fresh peppers in here, but you know what? Since I discovered sriracha and started using it, all I need is about a tablespoon of this. Real simple. And it's really almost a perfect seasoning, I swear. You can put peppers in it, absolutely. But I'm gonna do a sriracha. And then we're gonna give it a quick toss again. Try to incorporate it all into the bruschetta.
Smelling delicious.
mixture.
Yes, it is.
Doesn't that smell good? Can you smell that? Isn't that pretty? Now, to make it even prettier, you put it in a pretty bowl, which doesn't make any sense because I'm going to scoop it right on the bread. But the truth
But we
is,
can see it better.
yeah, you can have this standing by when you run out. Just pop it in the fridge and put it down in front of your guests and go, oh, it was nothing. It was nothing. It's served in a beautiful bowl. It looks great, but it's not. You know?
Nice.
So then what I'm going to do is the real simple way. I'm going to take a platter and I'm going to fill these pieces of bread up with the bruschetta mixture. Isn't that pretty with the tomato mixture rather? Now we get a
Everyone will
bruschetta.
be so happy with that.
These are really so popular, and you know, I love it. I could have this at every dinner party. It's something that I love to make, and people love it.
You know, I've even seen people put like balsamic vinegar, drizzle it over it after it's been in the oven.
Absolutely. You know, this is all to taste. Whatever flips your switch, whatever flies your flag, you know, go for it.
I was going to say bruschetta flies my flag.
I don't know where I got that one, but you know what I mean. Whatever excites you, you know, whatever. This
Very
is delicious.
Oh, wow.
Anyway, everybody gets to try some. I'm gonna
Yeah.
pass
Is there
it
a
out.
reason
Isn't that pretty?
Amazing.
Is there a reason you don't cook it with this on top? Like, would that ruin it?
You know what? I don't think so, but I've never done that. I mean, I think it would be different. It might be good. Who knows? Give it a
Maybe I'll
little
try it and let you know.
caramelization. Yeah, try it. Let me know. Okay, everybody, let's pass this around. Back. Let me give you a plate. Let's do it the civilized way, right? Even though we're not very civilized here.
Thank you.
Pass it around.
Kimberly-
Oh, you're such a gentleman.
Kimberly, I heard you're also a painter. That you paint.
I paint, yeah, I do, but just for fun.
Okay.
You know, I'm not a good painter.
you got
I bet you are. Look at
Yeah.
what you just did. You painted a beautiful dish.
Yes, well, it's creative. You know, anything creative, I really enjoy. So, okay,
that
for our
smells good.
director.
Cheers, ladies.
Yes. And Rocky Rock.
That smells wonderful.
And I can smell the seasoning.
Where's Lawrence? Is he still on the set somewhere? Lawrence!
thanks.
Come on in. Oh, he is here. Okay, he's hiding over there in the corner. Isn't that delicious? And so simple,
Very
so
delicious.
simple and easy, and it's different. It's got that little bit of sweetness to it that bruschetta normally doesn't have. Which I like. I like
Too many
things that are
things with
different.
papaya.
If it's different, I'll try it. You know, I'm a creature of habit, but when it comes to food, not when it comes to food, I like to try it all.
And this chili sauce is just a
Right.
perfect.
Isn't that good?
Isn't
Isn't that good? You know, I'll tell you, I use that now for a lot of different things. It's got the perfect balance of flavors. I should be doing. They don't sponsor us. I just happen to like it.
I'm very
Here we
impressed.
go. Delicious,
Very
huh?
good.
And simple, super simple. It's almost a meal. You know, this
I
is
can have
something you
that
can
for
have
my
as a
things.
meal. Actually, if it's a hot summer night, you don't feel like cooking. You want a nice glass of red wine and some of these. You got a
Speaking of.
meal on your
And the
hands.
bread is cooked to perfection.
Thank you. It's good, isn't it? Nice and toasty.
Yes.
and crisp.
Cheers.
Come by.
Where's
Come by.
Leslie Ann?
What type of wine are we drinking?
Did you get some?
now?
You got some? All right.
What type of wine is this?
Okay, this wine is a fabulous
Thank you,
wine.
ma'am.
As a matter of fact,
Pairs perfectly.
it
it
is local wine. It is
Oh.
from the Mesa Grande Corazon Winery, and it's a Cabernet Sauvignon. This happens to be a 2012, and I'm telling you, this
good.
is an incredible wine. It's absolutely delicious. I love it. It
And that's why
reminds me.
Santa Isabel, correct?
That's in Santa Isabel, yes.
Wonderful.
I actually went up there and went into the vineyard, and I was surprised. It's a small winery, but it's absolutely gorgeous. And it was just the grapevines are so beautiful,
Yeah.
full of fruit. And I tried a glass of this. It's
delicious.
2012, and I just fell in love with it.
And
It
it says
reminds me.
corazon, which is the heart. I just realized that. There's a heart in the front and a heart in the back,
really?
and the corazon means heart.
It
In
does.
Spanish. Yeah.
You learn something new every day. Anyway, okay, that's it. This is the end of our first show, everybody. I hope none of this would be possible without all of you. We want to thank you for tuning in and watching us. We really do appreciate it. And we hope you have a great day, and we hope to see you next time. Thank you for joining us.
All right.